Hello, good people. Good afternoon. On today's show, we're going to work with Danny. We have the amazing Sonia.
Sup,
we
people?
Have Danny. We have a new person in the house. Her name is Nkem. And today we're going to be giving you a series on the subject called domestic violence. Yes, domestic violence. Someone actually suggested that, someone from you, one of you suggested that to us, that we should talk about it, and we thought, okay, fine, we have to now bring someone who we think is actually let's say more or less vast this topic called domestic violence. So domestic violence, she's laughing, but I mean, I was just saying it. That's why I'm in the middle of two people in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And interestingly, one of us has to now explain to the house, please, what is domestic violence all about?
When you see Royal Rumble, she's like Sylvester Stallone.
I'm like, you are not like
Terminator. Yes. And you're like AK-47. So we have
can see why
we've got to lock down.
You can see why I'm in the middle, basically, guys. So basically, so what is domestic violence?
Okay, domestic violence being a very tender and soft and touchy topic, as it is.
Touchy topic?
Very touchy because it's very ambiguous.
Yeah.
Very, very ambiguous. Basically, when you say domestic violence, it says violence in a domestic environment. Now, domestic environment in the sense that, what do you understand by domestic environment? This is violence done amongst people you know. That's a different case when you have a fight outside. I break your nose, I punch you, you lose your eye, something. You don't know that person, you don't feel that bad. You're not emotionally attached to that person, you're like, okay.
What makes it domestic?
Apart from empathy.
So basically, what makes it domestic is because of the fact that you live with that person, and you know that person, or you're familiar with that person. That's what makes it
to a large extent.
Awesome. That's a beautiful breakdown. Nkem, what do you think about domestic violence?
Well, domestic violence is very fast. Depends on where you are, in what situation. You could be married, you could be a child and your parents are abusing you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're married and your wife is
tormenting
a thorn in your flesh, or your husband is just not
inflicting you with
so
abuse and all.
It's so many people go through it today, and so many people are so ashamed to talk about it. Some are talking about it and there's no help, and some want to talk about it but there's nobody to give them a listening ear, or they need help and there's nobody to, or they don't know who to turn to. So many people, are just in bondage and they're just looking for an outlet, and they're just caught up in this mix of different things.
Wow. In my own knowledge, I feel domestic violence it involves a situation where one inflicts abuse on the other person, knowingly or unknowingly. Yeah, it can be unknowingly because some people are just insensitive, to say. So now, domestic violence to who? Although I think I heard a bit of what you said, but to who?
Yeah.
Sonia, to who?
Well, domestic violence are coming from
like I said,
different angles. Yes.
Abuse upon another person. So like, to who?
You can inflict abuse or violence on elderly people.
Okay, fine.
Like elderly people, yeah.
How can you do that to them? I mean, they're elderly, for crying out loud. They've got to that stage of their life where they are
like literally, a lot of people don't know how to treat elderly people. They forget that this old, or the fact that they are old, takes them to start thinking back to when they were young. So they have a childish mindset. Do you understand? And so you expect them to still think matured as they are, and they're not. And so it pisses you off. Like, Grandma, what do you mean? Why did you pour this water? And she was like, but I saw that
they're so vulnerable.
They're at the vulnerable stage of their life.
Yeah, they're vulnerable.
And people play on that a lot. Especially those that maybe their parents are not so much around. They feel it's a way to get back at them. But it's not meant to be, because somebody did something wrong to you doesn't mean you should do it back to the person. The person was probably just ignorant of the fact, or just naive, or just that was the only way they knew. But now you know better. You shouldn't do it back to the person as a means of, I'm not taking care of you. I should treat you the way you treated me. So that's not the ball.
I understand about the elderly. So apart from elderly, do you really think of any other people
You have spouses.
Houses.
But I
Most
think
common one.
that's the most common one. That's what everybody. That's what everybody goes. That's what like 95.5% of
Domestic
population
violence,
in the
yes.
world is domestic violence. Husband did this, wife did that, wife did it. And so you agree with just women here, women there, but men still go through it.
Oh, it's not just the women.
Not just women. Men go through it a lot. And because they are men, they will have to swallow it. They will have to hold it down, because how can a man be having issues? He's the man of the house, this and that. But men go through a lot, and they are because of how society is, they cannot come out and express their views or their issues with it. So many of them just go into depression. So many of them are
They
just
call the Greek men, right?
Yeah, so many of them are
This
just
guy is
locked up.
just a
And
woman.
you see a man that was vibrant in
Such a
his youth,
woman.
and then after he gets married, he's just a shadow of himself.
So-
And you ask yourself, what's the problem? He'll be like, nothing, it's just stress. That's not true. He's going through abuse emotionally or financially, and because he doesn't know how to come out and talk to the people around him, he's suffering silently and alone.
Wow, such a big topic. Okay, for me, I think domestic violence could be inflicted on kids. So when you don't
Children,
children. So if you don't manage these kids well, you maltreat them, you inflict a lot of pain, you inflict them wounds, abuses. I've seen situations where parents, when I was young, one of my neighbors, his father called him useless. For crying out loud, such words are so heavy on a child. You don't literally tell a child you are useless. When you use that word, it doesn't sound well. So
That in Africa, yeah, he says that
If your father has not called you useless, you have not
you'll be
started.
fine. It's a day. Yeah, in Africa, they train your mindset to believe that words like that don't
See,
have
if your
effect
parents have
on
not
you.
called you useless at least 30 times in your life, have you started?
So that means you should be like a cow, like a mama. Cow, literally, in that sense. So it's so annoying, but these are things that really happen in our everyday life, okay, day-to-day life, and that's why we're about to trash this. And this is a series. We're going to be talking about the forms, talk about the forms of it. We just talked about the two, who these things affect, and also what domestic violence is. So now we're going to be talking about the forms. The first form, one of the forms we're going to be talking about today, we're on the emotional part. And that's where I will start with Sonia. Please, I'm so sorry. You are the co-host. You're the co-anchor.
Okay.
Yes, absorb as much as you can. Thank you.
So yeah, emotional domestic violence as one of the forms of domestic violence. To me, I will divide it into two because of how big it is. So when I divide it, I'm dividing it into two genders, the male and the female. So now, generally, 80 to 90% of out-heard cry comes from the female. My husband beat me, my brother slapped me,
Doesn't
I
give
don't
money.
like. It doesn't
want me
give me
to go out.
Boyfriend gay.
Please, that boyfriend don't used to just choke me. Let's just deal with the people that are legal. Because that boyfriend that walked down the aisle and said, yes, I do to Lord Almighty, because that boyfriend when I can, let's not be, it's emotional, let's not tap into that current of mine. But yeah, so I'm dividing into two, which is the male and the female, and I'm going to dish out. We're going to dish it out, hot as it's hot, while it's hot. The male and the female. When we talk about female, like I said, we talk about it. There's a story. Dear Joro, my husband DG, dear Didi.
Joro has.
I pity who Joro is.
The amount of stories Joro has gotten. The amount of stories Joro has gotten. I will be asking, are people okay? Why are you now married?
So the ladies, there are different scenarios and there are different circumstances where women are domestically violated in their homes, not just from the spouse, also in-laws.
In-laws, yes.
In-laws there.
I guess that's what I was even saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in-laws there. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. Let me not break some tables. But
Don't shake it.
I love who I am.
Table,
But
can't shake it.
there are some in-laws that they are just out to harass your life. They are out. They're just out to just make your life a living hell. Why would you want to just upset another person's child? They cannot do that to your own child, but you will come to your
This is another person's child.
Your son will go out and marry, and he will bring her. You know, they have an understanding. They are married. They are living happily. They want auntie from somewhere or one uncle. They will now come and decide that this is your home. I'm going to face this time around. And all from every nook and cranny, they'll be finding issue with you. You can either say the food you cook is not sweet, or you cannot keep your house together, or why don't you have children, or why are you working? You should not be working. You should be at home taking care of your family, or why didn't you come for this event? And if you try to be civil and explain it, they'll pick offense. They will not report it to your husband. You and your husband will not be having issue on top of uncle and auntie.
That they didn't say the yes with you. They did not pay the wedding bills with you.
Which wedding bills? All they just
came and ate rice.
Invite.
Some people never buy Ashwebi. Some people never buy the Ashwebi.
Auntie, Ashwebi is 20k. How can I pay 20k? Me, your auntie. As I am like, they will not pay Ashwebi.
So yeah.
I think I'm learning so many things.
They will not want to come and put sand inside your guy.
So yeah, the female part is a whole lot. It's a story we hear every now and then.
That's why I was trying to understand why she said the men also experience it. The female one, I know.
Yeah,
everybody out there.
The amount of men that have jumped off 10 million bridge
Jesus
will tell you that men go through a lot. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm ready to dish out that. I'm thinking I'm going to charge that part. I just want to know.
Okay, ladies, She was one that made you understand
Yes, she's not going anywhere. Ladies, we know, we all domestic. We know about the fact that domestic violence happens to a lot of women. There are lots of organizations that. Have you ever seen an NGO that helps help guys?
No, that's why I feel it's so awkward.
It's not awkward. It's just they don't talk about it.
True.
Because God forbid a man has issues. God forbid a man is being abused by his wife, being abused by even his own parents. So God forbid that a man has issues in Nigeria and in general. Because
it's in general.
let society not hear you.
Okay. To back to okay. You can let me help. Okay, typical situations where the man is not actually providing as much as the wife wants. She goes up about saying, "Are you a man? Is this thing what you call a man?" Or maybe she hasn't. She personally hasn't been able to reproduce or give birth to a child. And you see women saying, calling their men. You're a thing. And that's an abuse.
It's abuse generally.
That's the domestic thing we're talking about here.
Because so okay, now imagine a wife has a certain perspective of her husband. My husband can do no wrong. My husband works on water, and then unfortunately he loses his job. He would not want to come out and say, "My dear wife, I've lost my job. We have to call back on certain things." He wants her to live in that little bubble she's living, to for her to just not fret about anything. And then the moment she now realizes that I have to stop going to that spa I go to every Saturday, or I cannot be traveling for summer anymore, reality will set in. And you realize that the woman cannot, because you cannot come back on her life, that the man will be scrapping here and there, will be selling things here and there, and at the end of the day you realize you cannot even meet up your rent. And it's such an issue. Instead of your wife to help out, cut back on those things she's doing, but they lie. That money she gets from you every month, that 500k that you give her every month, she will collect. Whether or not you pay school fees or not, whether or not you pay rent, whether or not there's lights, whether or not your children's hospital bills are taken care of, she will live that lifestyle. And if you do not give it to her, I bet you not, she would carry it on to her friends. They will have meetings for you. She will call her mother, she will call her aunties, and she will tell them, can you imagine, for the past so days, this is what has been happening in the house. The man will just be on his own. Who will he turn to? Will you go to his friends and start borrowing money? How many of his friends will he borrow money from if everybody knows he does not have money? He cannot. Will you go back to his father? Some men have pride. Men have ego. They will not go back grumbling and asking for help. They would rather be suffering alone. But you have a wife that people are meant to be in it, for better or for worse, and she's just a thorn in your flesh. you cannot even drink water and let the water roll down. Okay, thank God she will now get a job. It will be like as if she only had the house job in the entire Nigeria. She will get job. You will not even be allowed to even drive car again because you don't follow the car anymore. But when she didn't have job, you were letting her frolic about town with wherever she wanted to. So men are they are proud. They won't come out and say this is the issue I have. Unlike women that anybody that gives them a listening ear, whether or not they know the person, once her and the other person sitting down have something in common, they will talk. Whether or not they know the person, they will just air their views. But men is not like that.
This is a very, very sensitive topic for me, because I know I have a lot of friends that are guys, and I try to encourage them, but then I think of solutions and I have none. Like, how can they be helped? How can guys speak out? How can they too have that dear Joro or the dear Didi to talk to? Because this thing affects them mentally, affects them emotionally. Then it turns out and they throw it out on their children. And this is an concurrent thing that has been happening.
I don't think it also makes them less productive at their workplace.
Less productive, make them want to do the wrong thing, get into the wrong form of making money or from drinking, that kind of thing, because of the society's, in quotes, understanding that it's a man that shoulders have got to the eye. It can't come back.
If your shoulder is up, your shoulder can never come back.
Find a shoulder pad, put on top of it.
It's just so much to be
So
here.
okay, I need.
I think for me, I think what I've been able to get from everything you've just said is the fact that we should as individuals first start seeing ourselves, in that person's shoes. Once we're not selfish, I think it helps a lot. Try as much as possible to remove the I.
Word.
Once you remove the I, it becomes more of a uniformed relationship. It becomes a give and take.
Yeah.
You get it? So otherwise, it's just be one-sided. Basically, you're just thinking around yourself, and the other person is at the losing end. So the moment we become less of I, the better for our spouses, the better our children, and better for our society and the elderly ones. I can go on and on, but I'll be dropping this. I'll be drawing this to a close. I want to say thank you to these adorables. These guys are amazing, man. Amazing Louis. Amazing. And we're going to be talking about something else the following week. We're going to talk something else about another form of this.
Yeah.
And the subsequent videos to come. So if there are any feedback, please get across to us. Share your views. Tell us what you think we should also talk about, or one of the forms we can talk about, and we'll gladly walk through it.
Yes.
Until coming away again, it is Danny. God bless you. Cheers.
Bye.
Good night.